One of the things in talking with Eric Fisher when he signed was the experience of going through a long playoff run, playing at the Super Bowl, especially with an added 17th game, and obviously the desire and the goals of this team to go on a long playoff run. How beneficial is it to have multiple guys in the building who have been able to do that? Yourself, Carson was part of a Super Bowl run, although he was injured. Eric Fisher, Coach Reich, how beneficial is that with the goals this team has?
Yeah, it's definitely beneficial to have that experience. The multiple, beyond the 16 games in a regular season, to have that experience in the locker room is big. The guys know how to prepare, for a long season, take care of their bodies, and they can relay that message over to, some of the guys that never experienced that long season like we have. And I mean, like I said before, the more experience that you have in the locker room, the better.
Stephen Holder.
Hey, DeForest. Hey, Ryan Kelly, who's your union rep, was telling us earlier that this compromise you guys came up with the 2 weeks. He made it sound like maybe that's the way this thing should be trending in the future. I mean, do you have any thoughts? And how do you manage your off season? And you've been in the league long enough to know what you need to do. How do you kind of deal with it on your own?
No, yeah, I definitely think this is a great compromise, between the us players and the front office and the coaching staff. Being able to get these light 2 weeks in before getting done before June starts. I mean, being able to have those 8 weeks to ourselves and be able to prepare and get our bodies right before the long season. I mean, I think it's the perfect adjustment. Being able to get in together, obviously it's a new team. You got the rookies, we got new guys that we signed over the off season, gaining that chemistry, being able to work together and build that bond early, and but still being able to have take the right precautions and being taking things light, going through walkthroughs, getting the individual skill, getting the fundamentals, the technique down, and then having those 8 weeks to prepare to get your mind, body, and soul right for the long season.
George Bremer.
Hey, DeForest. Both of the rookie pass rushers indicated that they've watched a lot of your game, that they're fans of you. Have you reached out to them, and how excited are you about possibly mentoring a couple of young defensive linemen?
Yeah, as soon as they got drafted, I sent them a text, just saying that I'm excited to work with them moving forward, and the next however many years we're going to be here together, and just being able to telling them that it's just a start. And being able to see Quiddy today and being able to introduce myself, and then just seeing him going through drills. I mean, it was he's moving on really good. I mean, I'm excited to to kind of mentor them a little bit and show them the ropes a little bit. As they getting through all the things that rookies do. So I've done it a little bit in San Francisco, so it's nothing new to me.
Zach Kiefer.
Hey, DeForest, when Phillip retired in January, where did you think the team would go at quarterback? Was it a draft pick? Was it a trade? Like, how did that play out for you? And then when they landed Carson, how have your interactions been with him?
Yeah, honestly, I you see so many different things, the possibilities on what we could do. And I knew the front office was going to do the right thing for the organization, for the team. And obviously we all have full trust and faith in them. And once they landed Carson, I was excited. I just think he needed a fresh start, and the freshest start was out here in Indy for him. And for Frank and Chris to bring him here, and to see him interact with all the guys, and having those interactions over text with them has been great. And then so having him in the building with around the other guys and stuff like that, it's gonna it's just gonna build that chemistry like I was talking about before. He's able to throw with the receivers. The O-line is gonna be able to get that cadence with him. So it's just it's fun being able to see how some of the new faces in on the team, and how we're gonna build this chemistry to move forward.
Mike Chappell.
Yeah, Buck, being a veteran, maybe it's not so hard for you with your routine to having more time in the off season now to work on your own. But is it going to be pretty important maybe for some of the younger players? And I'm sure the team will have plans for you guys, but you just can't sort of lollygag through June and July. I mean, there's got to be focus.
Definitely got to be focused. That's why, like with the rookies, when my first off season, I didn't really know, what to do throughout that time. So I was asking a lot of the veterans on like, how do they prepare for the season, when you got all this time to yourselves. And now like for me as a veteran, having all this extra time for me, I know how to prepare for it on, where I need to go, what I need to do to prepare for the season. But I know the rookies are going to have questions, and I'll make sure to have the answers.
Well, I assume won't the team have plans for most of all you guys, whether they're individually tailored or as a group? Won't you have sort of a plan?
Yeah, they'll probably send, some workouts and, little things that you could be doing, through the training staff and little bit things like that. So they'll definitely have like at least a little blueprint for what you could do.
Thanks.
Joel Erickson.
Hey, DeForest. I know you kind of talked about this after the playoff game, but how bad was the ankle last year, and how long did that take to get better?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, it was just something that we had to stay on and maintain, or take precautions. That's why I took some practice days off throughout the week towards the end of the year, just because it would swell up and little things like that after games. So it took a little while after the season. Obviously not needing to run around and play every week definitely helped. Just getting my feet up, taking some well-deserved rest, and definitely got the ankle back fairly normal.
It was just a rest, and it's just rest though. That's
rehab, rehab. Doing all that stuff to get it better.
We'll go a few more here. Kevin Bowen.
Hey, DeForest, Chris Bowers mentioned that Dayo Adangbo, the second-round pick, kind of has a similar body to you. I don't know if you've had a chance to see any highlights of him from Vanderbilt, but have you, and what are your thoughts, I guess, if you have?
Oh, yeah. I've seen some of his highlights a little bit, and definitely got similar build. Length is definitely really good, especially with our position. Being able to get that extension off of O-lineman, and seeing him, he definitely kind of reminded me of myself a little bit from back in college. He definitely has a future at a defensive end. The way he plays too, he plays with a lot of effort, and I love that because I'm the same way. He goes out there, balls to the wall, and I'm excited for when he gets healthy, so we can really start working together hands on.
And then Justin or Danico back. Do you look at that? Were you surprised, and do you look at that as more onus on you, more leadership on you, anything like that?
Yeah, not having Nico and Justin in the room, definitely. I'm looking at it. It was crazy when we didn't sign him back. I was looking at it was me and Grove in the room with the most experience, and it's crazy because I've kind of been in that position before in San Francisco. We had a fairly young room. We had some veteran guys come in here and there and play for us, but I kind of took on a leadership role a while back, and so it's nothing new to me.
Go two more here, JJ.
Hey, DeForest, with adding the two guys in the draft and bringing in Isaac Rochelle, Chris Ballard has said he wants to focus on defensive line depth with the 17th game, just being able to roll through guys, whether it's you and Antoine or whoever. How is that going to help you stay as fresh as possible with that added game?
Yeah, it's definitely going to help us a lot, being able to rotate, keeping guys fresh, like you said, having that depth and, the trust in everybody's ability to roll, keep things rolling. You know what I mean? That's why, obviously, like times like this, having this 2 weeks with each other, obviously we got new guys in the room, and being able to gain that trust and moving forward is going to be key, to, when I know, I need a breather, I need to come out. I know that the play won't drop. I trust the guy behind me. He's going to be playing just as hard, making just as big of an impact. So it's definitely going to go a long way for us, especially this season.
Well, last one here, Lara Overton.
DeForest, looking at the schedule release last year, I remember you were the one after the win in Nashville. You're like, hey, maybe we'll get a couple more primetime games next season. Maybe you'll put us on primetime a little more often. You get 4 opportunities, just one of those at home for now. What's your level of excitement to get 4 of those primetime opportunities in the 2021 season, 2 of them being against your former division?
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Being able to have the opportunity to play on primetime is big for the guys and big for the organization, just to get that exposure, the national exposure. And it's exciting, especially being against, two of my rivals in my old division. It's going to be a lot of fun this year.